Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
No, 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 please, no.
Audio Jungle.
Who's in my house?
Shh. This month on Three from the Grave, we have a little visitor. We've had to dull the lights. We've had to keep it very quiet so as not to scare him. Let me introduce you to my new friend, Gizmo. Sit down there, Gizmo. Keep the lights low. Shh. Put that over your head. So we're keeping it quiet. Keeping the lights low this month. We bring you a festive edition of Three from the Grave. And we are covering the Christmas time movie that everyone forgets about, Gremlins. My buddies Strange Monkey and Movie Massacre will be covering the mythos behind the movie and revealing some facts to you that you perhaps weren't otherwise aware of. So little Gizmo has gone to sleep. We will keep the lights low. We will keep quiet. We do not want him up past 12 o'clock. So for our story, our festive story this December, gather round, boys and girls, and I will take you back to 1984 to the little quiet sleepy town of Kingston Falls. It's December, it's snowy, Santa's not far away, and we centre on young Billy Peltzer, a bank teller, very bored in his life, in his job, feeling unfulfilled. There's something missing from his life. His father, inventor extraordinaire Rand Peltzer, is looking for that little something special for Billy for Christmas. Billy could never have expected the special gift he would receive that Christmas. Rand Peltzer takes a trip to Chinatown and into a little antique shop on his travels while trying to sell his rather unsuccessful wares. He takes a trip into the antique store and meets a man called Mr. Wing. Mr. Wing has a rather curious item in his store that sings a beautiful song of the Mogwai that you heard earlier. You heard our Gizmo singing the beautiful Mogwai song. Rand is determined that Billy is going to have a Mogwai for Christmas, but Mogwai is not for sale. Mr. Wing explains that he is not ready, that he could not possibly know, that he is not responsible enough to care for the Mogwai. But Mr. Wing's naughty grandson, when his grandfather's back is turned, sells the Mogwai to Mr. Peltzer, and what is to follow, Kingston Falls will never, hopefully, see the like of again. Billy is absolutely delighted with his new pet Gizmo. He loves him, he takes care of him, he takes him everywhere he goes. He is very careful to observe the 3 rules that come with ownership of the Mogwai. Never feed them after midnight. Do not expose them to bright light or sunlight, and never get them wet. Billy observes these rules, but unfortunately one of Billy's friends is careless. He spills a glass of water and we discover what happens when the Mogwai get wet. There's a pop, pop, pop in, and we have 5 new Mogwai. 5 little baby Gizmo. Almost exactly the same. But we have one rather adventurous, one rather naughty Mogwai by the name of Stripe. Because of the stripe that runs along his beautiful little furry head, he likes getting into all sorts of mischief. So we've broken the first rule. The Mogwais have got wet, they have multiplied. We have discovered what happens when you break the first rule. Billy isn't particularly put out by this. Obviously the Mogwai are beautifully cute. They're a handful perhaps, but worse things could happen, couldn't they? But young Stripe is an aggressive Mogwai. He chews through the power cord of a clock and fools young Billy into thinking it's much, much earlier than it is. Billy checks his clock like the dutiful young man that he is, and he feels that it's before midnight, but alas, folks, it's not. He feeds the Mogwai after midnight. It's like a scene from Alien. Cocoons form, gremlins emerge. Stripe is the most frightening, most hideous, most terrifying of all the gremlins. He was naughty before, but he is murderous after. All hell breaks loose. They try to kill Billy's mother. They rampage in the town. They mess with the poor old lady's stairlift and send her shooting skyward. Billy and his friends fight ruthlessly, fight tooth and claw to contain this abomination that they have created. Do they succeed? Perhaps. I will not tell you where the story ends. If you want to see where the story ends, folks, there is a little movie that's been created from this story by the name of Gremlins in 1984, the story of Kingston Falls. Find out what happened to sweet, cute little Gizmo. Did he stay with Billy? Find out what happened to the ruthless, intelligent and mischievous Stripe. Did he succeed in his plan to take over the town? I will leave that for you to discover. So that is our story for this evening, folks. I hope you enjoyed the tale of Gremlins. Please check out my buddy Strange Monkey and Movie Massacre's episodes for this month's festive edition of 3 from the Grave, and we hope that you'll join us for next year for continuing episodes of our series. And the last thing I can do is offer all of our viewers and supporters a fantastic Merry Christmas, and here's to an incredible, awesome 2019. So it's over a night of 3 from the Grave. Gizmo! Gizmo! What are you doing? What are you doing? No!
Audio Jungle.